Yes, you lot, what you're saying, in today's video I'm going to be going head to head with a few other designers to transform one stock image into a cool streetwear t-shirt design. So, if you guys don't know, there is a pretty nifty website called FIVERR, which is essentially a big hub for freelancers to promote their services at affordable prices to those who are interested. And I thought it'd be quite interesting to go head to head with a few other designers on this platform, transforming this one stock image into a cool streetwear t-shirt design and just comparing both designs and seeing what we've done differently. Now unfortunately, as this video isn't sponsored by FIVERR or Unsplash, which is the two websites we'll be using in this video, we don't have as much of a budget as I would ultimately like and want to actually pay the designers for the time and efforts. So when receiving their designs, I'd like to be mindful of the quality and time being reflected in this. So, using this image from Unsplash, which is a really sick 3D render by an artist named 8machine, I highly recommend you guys go check him out. I'll leave his Behance profile in my description below. I began by using the pen tool and selecting the background area behind these hands. Now this little character here, I decided to use a patch tool and remove it just because I personally don't think it was really going with the theme that I wanted for my design. I think it'll be quite interesting to see if the other designers actually incorporate this in their designs or they also do the same and remove it. Once the background was cut out, I was then left with this foreground image. I used a shape tool and created this triangle. I knew I wanted some sort of glowing backdrop to be the cause of the light you can see within the hands, so to create this glowing effect I used the same colour for the colour overlay and outer glow, with a little bit of noise set to 23%. Then selecting the inner glow, I created this subtle white fade around the edges and complemented this with a bevel and emboss, both shadow and highlight set to white. Then giving this hand image an outer glow, inner glow and a colour overlay, I was really able to bring through some pinky and purple tones that stand out in front of the triangle. I then decided actually I wanted the orange triangle to be more of a peachy colour, as I thought the orange looked a little too intense and contrasted. Exaggerating the hand colour even more, I essentially copied the layer and done the same thing, with a few minor tweaks such as the inner glow size levels. Now the fun part, adding some texture using this gritty overlay, I set the layer styles to subtract, allowing only the black speckles to leak through. For my elements of type, I went with this repeated danger design which would almost be perpendicular to the triangle shape, then adding a little bit of this gradient to keep with the pinky tones, I placed this layer underneath my hand image. Now to reflect this overall theme of what the t-shirt was conveying, I went with this standout font and typed Tangled, which would eventually go on to say Tangled in Your Love. Essentially, the t-shirt design would read Danger, Tangled in Your Love, accompanied by an image of hands wrapped around in some barbed wire, showcasing how it might be about some sort of unhealthy or hurtful relationship. Bit edgy, bit angsty, we love to see it. To finish off the design, I added the smiley vector face and took it through the liquify tool, creating a bit more of a droopy and punky aesthetic. So here's my take on the design, guys. I went for this underlying theme of unhealthy love in contrast with a bright poppy colour palette. So I personally like how the design came out and how it looks on the t-shirt, so now what I want to do is take it to FIVERR and see what designers would like to take on this challenge. So as you guys can see, we are now on FIVERR, and I've just went ahead and typed in streetwear t-shirt design, and what this does is just gives us a list of everyone who's promoting their t-shirt design offers and services, and it's now just down to us to find which one we want to go for. So scrolling through all these different design services, I've came across an artist by the name of Dino. His sort of knowledge in streetwear looks like exactly what we want. He's got a good idea of colour and layout, and I just think he's going to be able to do something quite cool with the stock image of the hands that we're giving him. And I think the second designer who we're going to go with is this one. I know it's a very big difference between the first designer and this one. The first one's a bit more conventional streetwear design, whereas this is more of a edgy, premium sort of music merchandise take on clothing. And I just think comparing the two is going to be really interesting, just see the difference between them. So we're going to go ahead and also go with this guy. Yeah, his designs look sick, so I'm very excited to receive both of these artists' work, and we can compare it in the next part of this video.
3 days later.
So it's been a while since I sent that stock image to those designers, and I believe we have now received their final designs. So now that's all left to do is just open them up and compare the differences in our decision making and our slight sort of switch up in style, and yeah, just have a good comparison between them all. Okay, we're on FIVERR. I'm actually gassed to open these. I've not opened them yet or seen anything to do with them, as I wanted to open them on camera and have an actual like authentic sort of reaction. So yeah, man, let's jump into it. Okay, so I believe all we got to do is just click view delivery. Yo, this is sick, man. It has got that proper like authentic sort of conventional streetwear aesthetic to it, which was what I was hoping to receive. Yeah, this is really cool. I like their choice in colors and their layout, and overall just like the general sort of finesse to it, the typography and everything like that. It works really well. I really like this. I think he's done a great job. I can also see he's gone for quite a fitting quote at the bottom just to sort of tie in the whole design together. And do you know what? I really like this sort of star little vector he's put to make the negative space off the P. I think that's pretty cool. I think if I was to do it, I might personally do that black just to make it actually look like it was negative space instead of like a star being overlaid on the type. But yeah, I'm really gassed with this design. I'm definitely ready to move on to the next one. Let's go. Okay, now it's time to open that next one, which we sort of saw was a bit more like that punky aesthetic. Okay, so here's the next one, and it does deliver on what I thought it was going to. It has got that slightly more sort of punky aesthetic. I think it's mostly maybe due to the mock-up of the t-shirt that they use for that sort of more premium feel to their designs. But yeah, I really like this. Again, they've gone for a quote. It's quite interesting to see that they've both gone for those little star vectors. I know that's quite a trending sort of design aesthetic to go with within t-shirt designs. They've both kept the little character design, which is quite interesting. And then in order to keep on that sort of barbed wire design, you can see that he's incorporated this into his background in a more sort of like illustrated vector style. And then I like the bottom here, how there's like a negative space of barbed wire to cut off that bottom quite nicely. Yeah, it's quite a clean design. He's gave us quite a lot of files, so let's look at what else he's delivered us. Okay, so this is it in a different colorway. So he's provided quite a few various colors in which the design is shown in. It's quite interesting. He's also done it on a poster too. So yeah, he's given us a lot of design files, and yeah, I'm very happy with what both these designers have given us. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed this one. It was definitely very interesting seeing the differences within our design approaches when it comes to t-shirt designs, and just seeing the differences between designers. You know, I decided to do this and they decided to do that. I don't know, to me it's just quite cool to see, and yeah, it was a pretty fun little experiment. Usually I end these videos quite quickly, however I do want to just quickly say thank you so much for the love that this channel is recently receiving. It means the world to me, and yeah, thank you. If you guys haven't already followed me on my socials, my Instagram and Twitter handle is here and here. And yeah, till next time guys, I'll see you in the next one in a bit.